Hungary holds some personal significance for me as my great-grandparents migrated to the US from Hungary in the early 1900s. However, I didn't really grow up with any kind of Hungarian influence, so I'm here to learn about the culture and I'm bringing you along with me. Let's see what we can find. As tempting as it is to just lay here and go to sleep, I gotta fight that. I gotta fight the jet lag. Going to sleep now is the worst thing that you could do. So this is my Airbnb and it's a great location right by the Széchenyi chain bridge. But the thing is with the chain bridge right now, well, let me show you. The issue with the chain bridge right now is that it's under construction. Had I known that, I probably wouldn't have come here this year. It's going to be done for vehicles by the end of this year and then for pedestrians sometime in 23. So if you're coming 2023 or later than that, then it should be good to go. Since it is sunny right now though, and it's supposed to rain like every other day that I'm here, there's one spot that I really want to see in the sun. I was thinking that I might have been too late for the cherry blossoms, but luckily we made it in time. This is the promenade. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, the Hungarian word for it. Now, there's no doubt that food is a big part of any culture, and when you think of Hungary, probably one specific food that you think of, or at least that I think of, based on what I know so far. Of course, I'm talking about goulash, and it was pretty good at Stand 25 Bistro, but the pork dish that I got as my main course seemed a little bit bland to me. So day 2 is supposed to rain a lot today, so I only have one thing definitively planned, and then outside of that, I'll just kind of play it by ear. I was definitely the only one in there who was not a local, so that's a good sign. Scrambled egg toast, and some avocado on the top, pickled onions, pretty good. It's the Matthias Church. So it was something like $6 to climb up the tower. Definitely recommend that you do that when you're here. This is the thing that I was really looking forward to the most. Ever since I climbed to the top of the Duomo in Florence, Italy, I'm like, if there's a tower to climb, I'm going up. Yeah, I may have had dessert for lunch, but the problem that I'm having right now is that every time I eat, I am nauseous, and I think it's because I had a lobster roll at the Boston airport. I don't recommend it. Don't get a lobster roll at the Boston airport. All right, I got a good night of sleep, and I think my stomach is good to go. So I feel like I'm just starting the trip right now. I got to try to figure out how to get on the boat to go across the river since the bridge is under construction. Apparently there is no shuttle service, so I guess I gotta walk. Actually, there's a better solution than just walking. All right, that was a lovely little stop for some pastries. Really good ham and cheese, and then a cinnamon. Kind of tasted like it had maybe a little cardamom in it, and is right next to the Parliament. The Parliament was completed in 1904 and remains to this day the largest building in all of Hungary. This is the shoes on the Danube. It's like a monument to the victims that were shot into the Danube River back in, the Nazi times, 1944, 1945. Kind of has some extra meaning now with everything going on in Ukraine. Barely got in there for lunch without a reservation. Seems like everywhere here you need a reservation, but very good traditional Hungarian food. Crispy duck with mashed potatoes and like a pickled cabbage. It was really good. So it only costs 3,200 forint, which is $9.29 US for the all-in-one ticket. It's totally worth it. The inside of the church is beautiful. The views from the terrace are great, overlooking the whole city. And then there's some cool things in the treasury as well. Now, right next to the basilica here is a really cool gelato place, and I haven't had real good homemade gelato since I was in Italy, so I think it's worth a stop. And how about this weather? It turned out to be a nice sunny day.
Young Ukrainian woman, which is showing our downtrodden but unconquered Ukraine. You also have an opportunity to create yourself a live photo exhibition. Not all the pictures are nice, but please come closer, check them. This is something which is happening in the middle of Europe. This is the war which we all said it will never happen again, but it does happen. It does happen. Hundreds, thousands of people are being murdered. Hundreds, thousands of women are being raped. Ukraine is bleeding every day, and we please ask you to support our protest and to show also your compassion and your support to our land.
Wow. It really puts things into perspective. I don't know if some of those people there were refugees, considering a lot have come to Hungary. But man, it's like I'm here on vacation, just, sightseeing and whatever. And Ukrainians are just trying to live a normal life, getting away from an awful, awful war. So yeah, just wow is all I can say. Honestly, getting a little choked up there. Stop at Cafe Charbot is a must. It's been around since 1858, but don't expect super fast service. There was one waitress in there, I think, taking care of like 15 tables, so I was there for like 45 minutes. And it's a little bit pricey. It's almost 15 bucks for a little dessert plate, but it's good. This is the Liberty Bridge. It was completed in 1896. It is actually the shortest of all the bridges here. Heavily damaged in World War II. They had to reconstruct the middle section here. chance of rain once again today from like noon to 4, so I'm out here early, 5:30 a.m. So hoping for a sunrise. My weather app looks like it's lying to me about there only being partly cloudiness right now. I did try to come up to Buda Castle the other day, but it started pouring down rain, more than I could really do for any kind of filming, even under an umbrella, so I'm back again. Of course, the great thing about being out here early is that it is so quiet. There is nobody else out here, except for those loud birds. So a little history on Buda Castle. It was also referred to as the Royal Palace. Originally built in the 1200s and housed kings of Hungary, but it was destroyed, rebuilt, destroyed, rebuilt, destroyed, rebuilt. The last destruction being in World War II. So most of this was actually what's been reconstructed since that time. Man, I just love riding those little scooters. We've come here to Heroes Square, which is basically a monument. It's got statues of the leaders of the 7 Magyar tribes that first came to this area and founded, basically the forefathers, I guess, the founding fathers of Hungary in 895 AD. Well, at first glance, looking at this castle, you may think there's some kind of storied history, but there's really not. It was built in 1896 for the Millennium Exhibition celebrating 1,000 years of Hungary. Today, it houses the Agricultural Museum. That's about it. Now, this castle is actually a copy of what's known as the Corvin Castle in Romania. It's really a shame they don't have water in this reflecting pool here. Budapest is often called the city of spas, so it wouldn't be right to be here and not visit one. And probably the most popular one is located right across the street from the castle here, and that's the Széchenyi thermal baths. Sort of rained on me a little bit on the way back. I was racing, hoping to beat the rain, but did not quite make it. So this evening I think I'm going to focus on getting some good photos because there's a lot that I haven't really been able to get since it's been cloudy most of this time. But I hope you've enjoyed this look at Budapest. I'm on to the next destination tomorrow, which is Bratislava, Slovakia. So if you'd like to see that, subscribe if you aren't already. Otherwise, hit that bell notification so that you are notified when that video posts, because I'm not posting on any specific schedule anymore. It's just whenever I get the videos done. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next trip.